Dogfight Day 2, the Gillette 195, and an editorial rant because there be male Karens from Houston being hanging around. This is Dave, and you're watching Barber Dave Shaves and Such. Hey everybody, welcome to Monday and day number 2 of the solo flight tests of our dogfight between the Blackland Osprey and the Gillette 195, or better known as the Fatboy. Now, I'm going to go into why I said the 195 here in a minute. First off, a couple of apologies. Yesterday when I was shaving, I did say that the blades that I was using was a Gillette Lab Blue. I was thinking of the razor. I spaced it out. I'm old. What do you expect? No, they're Persona Lab Blue, so I apologize for that. Second, I had said that the price of the Fatboy, or 195, was between like around $6. That was just off the top of my head. However, some people had pointed out, and I do appreciate it, that the reason why the Gillette 195 was called the 195 is because it costs $195. However, that was MSRP from Gillette. Where my razor was purchased at Woolworths in Tucson, Arizona, it was $259. So could there have been prices otherwise? Yeah, it's called retail markup. So that happened. So again, my apologies. The reason why I bring all this up is years ago I had made mention on this channel that if you're going to comment on my videos, I appreciate it. I enjoy the constructive criticism. I don't claim to be the know-it-all, and if I can learn something, great. However, that being said, if you say something negative or you try to go against my integrity, well, guess what? Note, this is the editorial rant. Yesterday, the comment has been removed because it was visceral in nature, I believe. And I'm going to just call this person out. His name is Dave Mitchell or Michelle. It really doesn't matter because it should be Michelle. And he is a male Karen. And I apologize for those people of the great state of Texas, as apparently there is one in Houston. And he goes by Dave Mortgages on YouTube. So let's talk about that first. So I read what he said, and we'll go over that point by point. Then I went over and I found that he has 2 short videos on his YouTube page all about shilling mortgages. So you'll go work with him and get a home loan, and that's it. So as far as credibility on stating stuff about what I did in my shave, dude, if you're not going to post shave videos or be part of a forum, and you may be, and maybe you're a part of a forum that we kicked you off of. But anyhow, let's go into the details. First and foremost, he stated that the Gillette Fatboy was only later known as the Fatboy because it was the Gillette 195. And the reason why it was the 195 is because it was $1.95. I addressed that in some of my comments. He just didn't read. He just had to make a comment after he looked at my video. Second, he said that there's no such thing as the Gillette Lab Blue. Duh, I know that. I made a mistake. And he was getting very, very, the tone, obviously you can never tell on a video or on a text what the tone is like. So it was getting worse and worse. Then he went to say, and you say Blackbird TI. TI means titanium with a capital T and a lowercase I. Well, when you're talking about it, what am I supposed to say? Blackland, titanium, high T, or big T, lowercase I. Give me a break. Yes, this is the Blackland titanium Blackbird. It is titanium, and I call it, and most people in the shaving world know that it's called the Blackland Blackbird TI. Okay, so there's that point. Then he had the nerve to say, well, how can you compare blade gaps when you don't have a set of calipers? Really, dude? If you look at the blade gap really closely because you have eyes, you can see that the space between the lower safety cap and the upper cap are about the same. Also factoring in that the blade, the cap on the Blackbird, or excuse me, on the Osprey is a little bit more. So you can look and you can see the blade gap. That's how I know that the 7 on the 195, or Fatboy, because nobody knows it as the 195, it's called the Fatboy. That's what everybody knows it as. Secondly, that it is close with the Fatboy being on 7 and the TI, or the, see, you got me verklempt, and the Osprey being on 5, 7 and 5. So that's that point. And then finally, and this is where it took me over the top, he goes, and besides, how can I trust what you're saying about this razor? And I would love to watch what happens, but how can I take it when you're clean shaven before you start to shave? Well, with all due respect, Mr. Mitchell or Dave Mortgages, I shave every day, 7 days a week. And I'm not a scruffy Neanderthal Karen that is self-entitled and decides that I'm going to accuse you of not shaving and it's all fake. So he goes, I can't watch any of this because there's so many inaccuracies. Well, dude, guess what? Don't watch. Your posts have been removed. And as I've said, you can go somewhere else and troll, because that's exactly what he was a troll. And so until you post videos of shaving and show us your expertise in the world of shaving, then shut your face is the easiest thing I can say. I've been wet shaving and traditional shaving for over 40 years. And before I was a barber, which is my retirement job, I spent a lot of time in the financial world and insurance. I was a firefighter. Plus, I had a career in the Air Force. So don't be coming and questioning integrity that I do. Normally, I would not even address this with somebody because I don't believe that it's nice to go down to certain people's level. However, in this case, it was so abusive and so questioning my integrity that I felt that it should be answered. So there, I've said it. And that goes for pretty much anybody watching this video. If you want to criticize, that's fine, but do it constructively. If I make a mistake, point it out, and I'll admit to it, as I did in 4 different threads on the comments, but he never looked at those. So anyhow, Mr. Mitchell, I wish you all the best on Dave Mortgages posting your 2 videos in 10 years and shilling B paper to people. So congratulations. Okay, let's get happy now. Okay, before we get started today, as I told you yesterday, the shaves in the going against the Osprey and the 195 or Fatboy, and from here on out, I will not call it the 195. I will call it the Fatboy. Today is the solo flight of the Fatboy. Okay, still the Persona Lab Blue. Everything else, we're going to see how that goes. However, before I go any further, we spoke of yesterday about one knock that I did have on the Osprey, and only one was that the lettering is kind of hard to see under different lighting. I mean, you can do it, but what I did is I was able to, and I don't know if you can see it very well, I was able to inset this with red and then cover it with clear nail polish, not to get into any of the mechanical stuff. So you can actually see it now. I think it came out very, very well. All I used was a very, 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 very fine tip red pen, let that dry, and then put a dab of clear fingernail polish. And I've already tried washing this once, and it works great. So won't see the won't see the Osprey today. We're just going to use the Fatboy. So anyways, and I should say, going back to my tabletop rant, is that 99.999% of all of you that are subscribers here that make comments, I love all of you, okay? And even some of the ones that have done some constructive criticism, such as yesterday. I appreciate that. You did it in a respectful way, and everybody makes mistakes. And I'm sorry that Mr. Mitchell is a self-entitled super hair growth Neanderthal that feels that he has to point out everything and show everybody that he's right. Anyways, okay, let's shave, shall we? Yes, I have not shaved today. And oh, and also I should say, I'm sorry I keep going back on this. If Dave Mortgages, if you'd like to come over to my sink and clean out the whiskers at the bottom of my sink, please feel free, because that's what Karens do. But then you'll probably tell me that my sink's not round enough. So anyways, I'm not going to go over any of the accoutrements or anything that we're going to use, because you saw them yesterday, and it's going to be the same for today and tomorrow. I may do the cleaning video on the Osprey today. Not sure yet, because today is Barber Errand Day, the bank, and all that kind of happy stuff. So anyway. So again, today is all about the Fatboy. It is still set on 7 because that's what what I have. And I think, honestly, what really got me, I know I keep going back to this, and I apologize, because I know you guys don't come to this channel to watch me bitch. But at the same time, this razor was given to me in NOS condition. It had never been used from my wife's father. So I have an emotional attachment to it. And so when somebody questions that and my integrity, I get a little crazy. And most of you guys know I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. But every once in a while, you have to jump down in the dirt with these idiots and go toe-to-toe. Okay, let's go. As I said yesterday, the blade feel for both of these razors, even though they're set on different settings, the eyeball gap is the same. And I'm sorry I did not get out my watch calipers and give you an exact gap down to the decimal point. But it's really not necessary. It's what feels good for your face. And I'm sorry, almost rant over. And, you know, like I said, I've been wet shaving for over 40 years. I'm a barber, so I do this professionally. And so, yeah, I'm not the expert. But if you just look at my videos, I think I've helped out a lot of people, both in straight razors and DE razors. So, anyways. This razor's fantastic. Like I said, it's very light, but easy to use. But I do find that I have to tighten this up every once in a while to make sure that the setting doesn't move. Now, I will say, using this by itself, quite a bit of whisker left over, kind of like yesterday on the other side, but it'll be taken care of in the next two passes. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I am, now that I've purged the Karen. Or I guess a male Karen would be a Ken. And believe me, you guys will laugh, because after that comment came in last night, I wrote replies to it 3 or 4 times, erased it 3 or 4 times, erased it, and then I finally just said, you know what, I'm just going to remove the comment and block that user, because some of my colleagues, like Matt Lukey, who is an expert in honing and straight razor restoration, had somebody very similar that trolled him for a long time. And it's just not worth it. I mean, I do this for fun. I don't do this for my income or anything else. I do this for fun, and I do this to share my love of this with the community. Okay, pass 2 in the books. Yeah, that took care of most of it. Still a little bit through the chin area, but I get that with every razor. Although, you know, using it today by itself, I am noticing a little bit more scruff on the neckle area. However, my against the grain pass will be next. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I keep going back to this. But, you know, the ironic thing is this is not about blade gaps. This is not about whether it's called the 195 or the Fatboy or how much it costs. This is about whether this razor is better than that razor. That's it. And when I say better, I mean which one is more efficient, which one is better in the hand, which one because they're technologies from totally different times. But when I have a favorite razor, such as this as an adjustable, it's nice to do the comparison. But still a tremendous, tremendous shave. I'm blasting through these passes fairly quick because I know how this razor works. Tomorrow when I do the final shave with the Osprey, I will probably slow down just a little bit, just because I'm still getting used to that razor. Okay, there's 3 passes. I did notice that, and it could be the angle that I'm at, and everything else, but the Fatboy is a little bit harsher. And when I say harsh, I don't mean like super harsh. It just is. As far as cleanup's concerned, as always, I have a little bit here. Okay, let's get cleaned up. Now, if I do the cleaning razor, the cleaning and disassembly of the Osprey, I'll probably do that today or tomorrow. The Fatboy, I don't take apart, and I'm sure that it's a razor from the early 60s. But as I said, it was NOS when I got it, and so there's not a lot. I try to take care of it. Okay, let's see what the alum says today on the solo flight. Very little. A little bit in the upper lip area, but about the same as yesterday. A little bit, and so we'll compare that. We'll compare that as well tomorrow. But so for those of you that are considering buying the Osprey, I know that one of the big hesitations is the price. I think, at MSRP of $350 plus an extra amount for the stand, you're looking at 4 bills. Now, a lot of people say, why should I spend 4 bills on a razor when I've got 50 others? Well, that's subjective, and that's why I really don't like talking about cost, because it's all in the eye of the beholder. I've got straight razors that are over $1,000, and people look at you like you're absolutely nuts. Oh, by the way, Mr. Mitchell, Dave Mortgage, there's whiskers in here. Sorry, I went there again. But if nothing else, my regular viewers will have fun laughing their butts off at this. Okay, let's see if we get any feedback from the witch hazel. And again, I'm using all the same stuff that I used yesterday, so no need to go over that again. I do need to make a comment on Trunker Dixon, one of my favorite guys, both on the forum and here. His comments are usually, I would love to sit down and have a whiskey or a drink with Trunker, because he's very, very one line, 2 lines, and they're always entertaining to me. And he said something yesterday when I brought up the issue that some people are worried about cleaning this razor. And it's 100% stainless steel, so it's like a stainless steel pot. He goes, take it apart, put it in a sock, and throw it in the dishwasher. And believe it or not, that will work fine, and it will deep clean it with heat and steam and everything else. Put a little bit of mineral oil on the moving parts, and it's perfectly clean. I don't choose to clean my razors that way, but it would work. So anybody who's having that misgiving that you can't clean this razor or that soap scum will build up, well, I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll find out over time. No reaction to the witch hazel. Let's see what the aftershave does. This Hoffman DOGFIGHT's good stuff. A little bit of sting in the lip area. Nothing on the neck, a little bit in the chin area, but about equal to yesterday. I've already got in my mind, after shaving with the Osprey for as many days as I had, how this is going to end up, and I think some of you probably know it as well. But we'll see. I want to give it the best possible chance that, is the goat going to be unseated? Oh, and by the way, I should say, when I say GOAT, I mean greatest of all times, Mr. Dave Mortgages. So I don't have a fainting goat or a large goat sitting in my shave den going, I'm a razor. No, I don't have that. So just, I want to clarify, just to make sure that that you understand that. Okay, and for the EDP, this won't have much of an effect either way. And here's a pro tip. Watch where the nozzle is on the EDP before you spray it right into your eye. Well, that means I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, okay, I said I was going to stop ranting, but I guess I didn't. So anyhow, that's it for today, guys. Great shave with the Fatboy on its solo flight. And once again, this is the Fatboy set on 7, which is equal to my eye to the blade gap based on the curvature of the cap and the safety bar to this wonderfully beautiful razor known as the Gillette Osprey. The Blackland Osprey. Shane, I'm sorry. That guy got me all lit up. Anyways, but the red that I put on the numbers actually is doing very, very well. We'll see how it reacts under pressure and water tomorrow. And also when I clean it, if I do a cleaning video later today. So that's it, guys. I'm Dave. This has been Barber Dave Shaves and Such. Day number 2 of the dogfight between the Gillette 195, a.k.a. Fatboy, and the Blackland Osprey. We'll see you tomorrow where the Osprey takes center stage, and I hope everybody, everywhere has a good time, except for one person. Have a great day.